Hello and welcome to the Midnight Bible Study. Tonight's message, the devil prowls. If that sounds bad, it is bad. But it's good to know how to be prepared because according to 1 Peter 5:8, be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. We don't want to be that someone. So we need to know what to do. We need to know how to live. And that's tonight's message, how to not be the victim, Be sober, be vigilant. According to Romans 12:1 and 2, I appeal to you, therefore, brethren, that by the mercies of God to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. So we're called to live holy lives, not lives of fleshly indulgence and sensuality. We're not here just for pleasure. Our lives are a chance, it's like an opportunity to qualify for heaven and to get to heaven. That's the only reason we're alive here. That's the only thing we need to be focused on is getting to heaven. And while we're living, love God with all your heart and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. Love God with all your heart and soul. But one of the ways we do that is by understanding obedience and understanding what Scripture is telling us about how to live. And holy living is what the message is. Now, don't be conformed to this world. This goes on again, Romans 12:2. Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the Bible, studying the Bible, the Scriptures, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, filling your mind with with Scriptures and holy thoughts. That by the testing you may discern what is the will of God. So prayer and listening. And through the testing, discern what is the will of God and what is good and acceptable and perfect. Now, Samson was seemingly the perfect warrior. He was a hero of the Old Testament. He was the strongest man alive. There was no one stronger than Samson. And yet, he had a major weakness for immoral women. Yes, he had a weakness for pleasure. And that was his downfall. That led to his downfall. The strongest man in the world seemingly ended up to be the weakest when he pursued this weakness. When he pursued Delilah, it was his downfall. So we need to keep our eyes on Jesus, not on temptation. Now 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide a way of escape that you may be able to endure it. So when we come under temptation, which we know is going to happen, we need to be watchful and vigilant and look for that way of escape that God is providing for us so that we're able to endure it. Now, the parable of the thief is instructive in this topic. The parable of the thief is Matthew 24:35, and the lesson is that we must watch daily and prepare for judgment, which comes like a thief in the night, because calamity visits the careless masses. Judgment comes like a thief in the night. That's why we must be watchful and vigilant, because we know that the devil prowls about like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. Now, we don't want to be caught unprepared. No, we don't want to be like the foolish virgins. We want to have our lamp full through holy living. Now, 1 Peter 1:5 tells us, but he who called you is holy. You also be holy in all your conduct. That's a key instruction there. You also be holy in all your conduct. What kind of conduct should we be involved in? You also be holy in all your conduct, since it is written, you shall be holy, for I am holy. So we must seek holiness with what time we have, which may not be much, because we don't know when that thief in the night is going to spring upon us at that unexpected hour. Now, someone who understood this well is Saint Pulcheria, Empress of the Eastern Roman Empire in the 5th century. Now, she was the regent for her brother, the emperor, and she raised him. She was raising him at the same time she was running the empire, because she was extremely gifted in administration, and she was doing a fantastic job. But she had everything at her disposal: money, power. She was running the Eastern Roman Empire. She could have had anything she wanted. What did she do? She ran the court like it was a monastic atmosphere. She ran it like a monastery. She understood that the thief the thief comes in the night, and you have to be ready any day and every day. So she wasn't messing around. She understood that life is short. It's an opportunity to be ready for heaven, but the opportunity can be snapped away from us just like that at any time. Now, she also took a vow of virginity, which she stuck with, and eventually through court intrigues they got rid of her. But then when she was brought back later as empress, and she married a general, it was an older man. She married an older man with the understanding that he had to respect her vow of virginity, and that's what happened. So, remember, the devil prowls about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Life is very short. We have an opportunity to live holy lives. We must do everything in our power to do so. Remember, love God with all your heart and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. God bless you, and good night from the Midnight Bible Study.